I don't just throw that word out there. Now I do
All right.
speculate, so I'm gonna bring up some other TIs that are.
All right. So check us out. I'm on. I'm standing right in front of my house. I was watching a video, and after watching this video, I went to dude's channel to watch another video, and all of a sudden, after that video ended, then it kicked me off of Wi-Fi. Well, I was still on it, but it didn't say Wi-Fi. And then I went to the networks and I looked, and then it pops up and it says no internet connection. Okay, now why would it come up and say no internet connection? I'm connected to the network, but no internet connection. That doesn't make any sense. All right, it's 12:12. All right, Nerve Gorilla. If I'm connected to my home network, okay, just because if I'm a little bit just like 20 feet from my router instead of being 3 feet from it, 20 feet from my router, I'm still connected to my network, my access point. Okay, why would it say no internet connection? It would just not be connected. It would have trouble connecting to it. It wouldn't have trouble getting on the internet. It wouldn't say no internet connection. That's because I believe it's because of the fuckery of the spoofing of the Wi-Fi networks. The other day I was doing a little experimentation. I shut my access points off. The next thing you know, I look at my phone and it connected all by itself to a different access point that I had turned on briefly, but then turned back off. I didn't have any access points on at all. At all. But my phone mysteriously was connected to one, and I was 2 feet from my router, from my modem actually, that access point, and the signal was like 1 bar of Wi-Fi when I could literally reach out and touch it. So you can't tell me that there is not network spoofing going on. And it has to be by the neighbors. I never get all the neighbors' Wi-Fi show up at the same time. Ever. Never. They rotate. The same exact thing happened to me when I lived at the apartments. And the signal strength would fluctuate. First, I lived on the third floor. The basement network, 2 floors down in the basement, I would have a better signal for that network than my own in my apartment. How does that happen? And then next thing you know, it would be an apartment on the other side of the building that had the best signal. But why was mine never the best signal? Why was my own network in my apartment never the best signal? And they were spoofing Xfinity hotspot, the Xfinity secure hotspot. Absolutely spoofing it. I found that out. They were spoofing any network they could because we have a convenience store in town, and everybody goes there to get Wi-Fi. It's called Sheetz, right? And their network, their guest network, it's unsecured. It's called Sheetz Guest. Okay. Now, why would a car pull into my apartment building, and then all of a sudden Sheetz Guest pop up? So you see what they're doing. They spoof the local public access point like that, one that a lot of people would connect to and forget to take it off their phone. So then they go to where that person lives, and they act as that SSID. They act as that access point, and all they got to do then is become a stronger signal than the person's own Wi-Fi network at home. So you can do that with a Wi-Fi deauthor. You can flood their home network with communication so that drowns it out, disconnects them from their own home network, and then the phone automatically will connect to the Sheetz guest. And then once they're on the same network, oh shit, the sky's the limit. Then I'm sure they can get in and change settings around, do whatever they need to do so that they are in control. Now, I noticed this, and I told people, nobody else seemed to care, or nobody else seemed to even look into it. I mean, it was clear as day, and it was annoying as fuck, because my internet would never work at my house. I had the cable company there 3 different times, to the point where they ended up running a special line, a special dedicated line into the building. And it was a different color than all the rest. I swear to God. It was an orange cable. They ran an orange cable in for me. And that's where it ended, though, is their hub down in the maintenance room. From there, it's the building property manager's responsibility to run the cable, to run the cabling inside the building. Xfinity, the utility companies, are only required to get it in the building. So they would get that orange cable into the building, and then it would get tapped into a tag in the maintenance room that has my apartment listed. Well, it wouldn't be hard to go in there as a maintenance guy in that maintenance room and just manipulate all of the actual signals, you know. And then I don't even want to begin to think of all the stuff that they could do, because I can't think like that, because it's wrong. But they just comes naturally to them. They think up these things to do to people, evil things, right? It's no problem for them. They have no problem doing it. It's their job. They don't care. They don't feel bad for a person, because they're reminded and they're reassured, probably by their handler, that they're not doing any physical harm to the person. They're not actually doing anything to somebody. It's hard to say what the hell they're told. It's all compartmentalized, and it's on a need-to-know basis. So they only tell them what they need to know. And if they pay people, you know, the people are going to want to know how much the job pays, right? And if the job is, you know, pays decent enough, and they're told, you know, not to ask questions, that it's a need-to-know basis, and then they tell them how much they're going to get paid, well, that's all they need to know. They don't want to hear anymore. Okay, I'm good. I'm happy making that kind of money. Where do I sign, you know? When can I start? Can I tell my friends about this job opportunity? You know? Before you know it, you got the whole town involved. The federal government likes throwing around money like it's fucking, I don't know, like it's worthless, really. So I just felt the need to come on here and show that my network came up and said, no internet connection. And then I wanted to talk about the spoofing, the Wi-Fi access point spoofing, or whatever you want to call it. But be good, or be good at it. Peace, I'm out.